you don't see the red flags. It's like they're right in front of you, but they're like in a fourth dimension, and it's right in front of you, but you can't see it. You can't see it because the narcissist is already putting you under a spell. And in a way, you're in your own spell. You're in your own spell where you've been trying to recover from your past. You're trying to heal. You haven't been intimate with anybody for a while. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Psychopath Exposure. My name is Kita, and I wanted to talk about the damage that narcissists and psychopaths will do to you, especially if you were coming out of a toxic, abusive relationship, and that's the person that you dated next. In other words, you were already in an abusive relationship, albeit an alcoholic, a narcissist, whatever disorder you want to put in there, even if it wasn't a personality disorder, just any type of relationship that was really bad, that there was a lot of suffering, there was a lot of abuse, and you're coming out of that relationship, and rather than taking the time to heal, you jumped into a new relationship too fast because maybe you met somebody during the process of your recovery, during your healing journey, albeit a very short healing journey. You had just embarked on that journey, and you met somebody that maybe had a lot in common with you. Maybe they told you they were also healing from an abusive past. They seemed to say all the right words. You felt like you could cry on their shoulder. You felt understood. You finally felt understood, and you said, what the heck? This might be my salvation. Getting out of that toxic relationship, and I just met this amazing person that has made me feel incredible, more incredible than I've ever felt even when I was with the other person. And you jump into that relationship only to later discover that you were conned by a malignant psychopath narcissist. So it's almost like blowing up a bridge, and then you start to repair the bridge, and the bridge gets bombed mid-repair. Like, that bridge has no chance, right? It has no chance to withstand another attack, and the damage is going to be worse than when it was first destroyed. And that's what happened to one of the survivors here in the Psychopath Exposure community, and I want to share a comment she left on a video when I was pointing out how I no longer think about my psychopath ex-girlfriend. I mention stories from time to time to help you guys understand how similar these narcissistic traits and patterns are, but this is not a person that I think about or give any type of mental real estate anymore, and I haven't for a very long time. So I want to highlight the comment right now. She says, this was immensely helpful. You have no idea how you saying that you no longer think of her anymore brought me some peace. It's only been almost a month for me. I was in the process of healing when I met mine. He knew this. 4 years later, and the damage made during that relationship was even worse than where I was when I met him. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Well, I appreciate you too. And again, I got to say, you thought things were bad before. You have no idea how bad it gets when you get entangled with a psychopath, narcissist, or a sociopath. You have no idea. Now, what's interesting is how when they first come into your life, it seems like they're coming to you with their tail between their legs, like they're broken, and they're trying to be better people, and they tell you how they go to church and they're in therapy and they're doing all this stuff, and well, what a coincidence. You happen to be in recovery yourself too. You happen to be getting out of a toxic, abusive situation. You happen to be working with a therapist. You happen to be working on your traumas, and you meet somebody and you think that you're going to be safe with this person, because the narcissist is very good at mirroring you. The narcissist will study you. They have this skill. It really is a skill, and they all seem to have it. And they can figure out, without even trying, they can figure out exactly what they need to say to you to make you feel like you're understood, to make you feel like they get it, to make you feel like, hey, I'm not like your ex. I'm better than your ex. I'm going to take care of you this way, X, Y, Z. And you fall for it because deep inside, you don't want to be alone. Deep inside, you feel that the only thing that can make you feel better, right, is having a new romantic partner, someone new to sleep next to or to sleep with, to cuddle with, to do life with. And you tell yourself, well, hey, this person just showed up and he seems nice and he's not an asshole like my ex, or he's not a bitch like my ex used to be. Cool. Let's jump right in. I mean, wow, it sounds like they want to get married and have kids right away. Oh, sure, that sounds like a great idea. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, yeah, he wants me to move to, to another state, and we've only been dating for 3 weeks. Okay, yeah, he proposed, and I've only been talking to him for 2 weeks. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's post the engagement ring on Instagram for everyone to see. And you make that mistake. And you make that mistake because you fail to realize that, especially at this day and age, in this degenerate society, with the narcissism that's growing, how social media is making it easy for people to just meet unlimited amount of people and feel like they have options, and feel like if you get into one little fight, hey, you know what? I'll just slide into this person's DMs and I'm good. Or you check your DMs and you got like 50 people hitting you up. You fail to realize that in these times, you really have to baby step your way into a new relationship. You really have to take the time to know somebody, to date for a while. To date for a while, take things slow, not rush into anything, okay? You're not going to meet a perfect person because you're not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person, right? But you have to take the time to see how you guys manage tough situations. You got to see what happens when you get into the first argument. Do you get ghosted? Do you get blocked for a day? Do you get punished? Do they throw around passive-aggressive remarks and then they bring up shit later? You have to be able to withstand that. You got to see how you guys manage an argument, how you guys manage disagreement. You got to see how they get along with their parents. You got to see what friends they hang out with. You got to see the way they treat the waitress at a restaurant. And even though, I mean, even as I say that, the narcissist can put up a good front at the beginning, but the longer you stay with a narcissist, it's a matter of time before the mask falls off. It's a matter of time until you can see through the cracks of the mask. Okay? You can't rush into anything. Now, I'm not saying to the lady that commented, I'm not saying that she rushed into anything. I don't know her story. But a lot of people do. They do rush into a new relationship. And they feel that, hey, it's just gonna, that was just a bad experience. It's gonna be great now with this person that I barely even know, but he makes me feel like I'm the most important person on the planet, and I've only known this person for a few days. Okay? That, to me, sounds a little uncanny. That, to me, sounds suspicious. Okay? I don't trust things like that. Okay? That's somebody that's desperately trying to fit you into their world, or desperately trying to fit themselves into your world. Did I say that correctly? They're trying to fit you into their world, or they're trying to fit themselves into your world. I hope I said it right. And if I didn't, I just corrected myself. So yeah, that's the thing with narcissists. And a lot of these narcissists, they have a lot of unprocessed trauma. They're upset that they just can't make any relationship work. They're upset that maybe their last victim exposed them. They might be upset that they didn't get away with what they thought they were going to get away with. Okay? And they come to you, and they're running a smear campaign on their ex. They come to you with all their unprocessed trauma, with with all the red flags screaming at you, but at that moment, you don't see the red flags. It's like they're right in front of you, but they're like in a fourth dimension, and it's right in front of you, but you can't see it. You can't see it because the narcissist is already putting you under a spell. And in a way, you're in your own spell. You're in your own spell where you've been trying to recover from your past. You're trying to heal. You haven't been intimate with anybody for a while. And this person pops up, and it's kind of like a buddy of mine that I was like, hey, man, that situation doesn't sound right to me. That girl is coming on to you too strong and too fast and bearing gifts, and she's from another country and this and the other. And it's like, hey, man, clearly she likes you, but you got to take the time to get to know her. You can make a drastic decision. You can get into a long distance relationship with somebody from another country that you've only seen her once. You haven't even been intimate with her, and you're already claiming her your girlfriend and yada yada. And this guy was like, I don't want to hear it. I've been alone for too long. I don't want to hear it. I'm not gonna let you get in my head like that. I'm like, who's trying to get in your head, bro? Who's trying to get in your head? I'm pointing out the obvious, and you're already in love with an idea. You're in love with an idea. I don't want to hear it. It's better than being alone. Well, 4 years later, coincidentally, that girl ruined his life. And it's not like she ruined his life at the end of the 4 years. No, she started ruining it within 3 months after he brought her in. Okay? Isolated him from his friends and family. He was walking on eggshells. He developed an anxiety disorder. It was terrible, terrible. It was terrible to witness. Terrible to witness. Totally destroyed him. 4 years later, it's like, yeah, man, I know. I know you told me. I know. And it was even a time that he stopped talking to me because he didn't want to hear the truth. He was blinded. And he was like, yeah, I didn't want to hear it. As a matter of fact, at the beginning, when he came to me for advice, and I told him to run, he's like, you're right. You're right, man. I need to. But no, he couldn't do it. Then he was like, no, don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That's what happens. You don't want someone to spoil the idea that you met your soulmate. Okay, even if the red flags are there and everybody can see it, you don't want to hear it. And this is unfortunately what happens. When things are too good to be true, they usually are. Okay, so thanks for sharing your experience with us. I would like to know a little bit more about your story, about who or what type of person you were with before that hurt you, and what the narcissist did when you met him that made you feel safe, that made you feel like you could trust this person. Because here you are, the damage, like you said, 4 years later was a lot worse. So if you would like to elaborate, I invite you to post your story here in the community so other people can share their experience, their strength and hope with you too. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I just wanted to give you my feedback on that as I've been through situations like this before. I work with a lot of people in the community, a lot of survivors from narcissistic abuse. I have a private coaching program. I would like to invite you guys to check it out. If you're interested in working directly with me, I have a link below in the description where you can get more information on how we can do that. I also have a free ebook that I wrote that teaches you how to apply the no contact rule on your psychopath narcissist to make sure that they're kept at bay, okay? To make sure that once that relationship is over, that it stays over, okay? You cannot have contact with your abuser if you want to stop the abuse. You know what I'm saying? So check that out below. It's a PDF that you can download straight to your phone or your computer. The 5 steps to going no contact with a psychopath narcissist. I also have a link to the official Psychopath Exposure merchandise store. If you'd like to pick up some coffee mugs or t-shirts, you can support the channel that way. I have a link below in the description for that too. And as always, I'm going to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here, and to drop a like on the video and share your experiences with us so we can help the algorithm that keeps changing. I know a lot of the new videos are not showing up to the long-time supporters of the channel. You guys have been asking me why I'm not posting. I'm like, I'm posting every day. So definitely YouTube has changed things around. Artificial intelligence has screwed things up. So hopefully things get back to normal, as this information is very important to be shared amongst us survivors in the community. All right, so thanks for tuning in, guys. This is Kira with Psychopath Exposure, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you're having an amazing day.